Hello and welcome back to the Championship Manager 2 Lockdown series with episode 15 starting now, December 1999. So about to hit the big millennium. Hopefully we don't get hit by the millennium bug on our computer and completely wipe out everything. But we're cracking on. We're going to whiz through today. If you're new to the channel, please do drop a sub to me as well. A like on the video, all that good stuff. Whizzing through. Forgotten what I'm saying. Whizzing through. So results wise, we picked up last time against Toledo, so we started off with a lovely 4-0 win away. We've had a bit of a mixed bag of results in this little run. They've got Raul Tamudo, who's very good on Championship Manager 0102. I think it's 0102, and he goes on a free at the end of the season. He's at Espanyol, I think. Is he? Yeah, they've signed him from there. He's had a decent run, but nothing amazing. But they are bottom of the table. I don't know if they were at this stage, but they certainly are now. Well-deserved goal. 19 shots, 14 on target against 8 and 2. Surprised they didn't score 2, to be honest. We say that every time. Overall on the possession, very good. Goals from Pedretti, Diego, Vellisca and Mariasson. Just after this game, unfortunately, Arsenal did recall Larus Morte, but as we know, the transfer window slammed shut. I think just around the time of the last episode. Yeah, so can't replace him. Kind of just got to make do with what we've got, unfortunately. And that was also partly because the squad was so full, I couldn't bring in some sort of reinforcements around the system change. We then followed that up with a 4-1 win against Orense. Avika Mornar is there. I think he played for... Is he the one that used to have the gate across his chest because he'd done something with his lungs or something? Is that him? I think it is. I think he played for Bayern and Werder Bremen, that sort of thing. But he's had a decent run. But he scored against us. But goals from Pedretti, Paulo Vida and Agustin Ruiz own goal at the end there. Well, say at the end, it wasn't the end. They got the last goal at the 87th minute. But anyway, we then had Barcelona B, who I did want to come back to, but it was just a bit too soon. But we beat them 5-2. 3 goals from Barcelona, 2 from Pedretti. And yeah, jobs are good and really. They did get a red card. And we did have our goalkeeper actually take his first free kick, but it wasn't a goal. BP in full effect there with the goals. I think they got all 5 for us. He did have Barcelona actually had a goal disallowed before he got the third one again, so he could have had 4, but we move on. Extremadura 3-0 win. John Conway got sent off, but it didn't stop BP again. But we did lose Pedretti, I think in the last game actually. He got injured or in between, and he's out for months. So Pauletta comes in for this one, grabs 2 goals. And Barcelona, another one, but it's another BP working well. And Paul McGrath, yeah, like I said, John Conway sent off, you know, fairly late on, 89th minute. Can't get much later, but we held out, obviously. And then Atletico Madrid, I say it was a mixed bag of results. So far they're going well, but I think it's after this sort of point. So we win 5-2. Barcelona and BP again, basically. Pedretti getting another one, and Diego chipping in as well. We've another 2 injuries here today. So Milanovic and Vellisca, they hurt. Our backups are kind of not ideal, really. We then got manager of the month after that result, which we took on to a 0-0 with Castel. And this is where things start slipping away a little bit. We just couldn't break through. I think we were pretty dominant. Yeah, we were. We just couldn't score. One of those days, unfortunately. And then we played Hercules. The international break put a bit of pressure on this game. We were missing a few players from the internationals. Put a bit of pressure on the lineup. We went 1-0 down, 2-0 down. It should have been 1-1 really. We had a good chance, but they scored to go 1-0, 2-0 rather, and then 3-0. And we were battered. And these 2 last games, I mean, we deserved to be battered. It didn't feel like that kind of swing, but it obviously was. And those last 2 games have really hurt the average rating, which obviously is a big part of this challenge. We then had Las Palmas. 3-2 loss, so you know, run of form really. We were second, they were third. I think we probably switched after this game. Barcelona 1-0 up before they missed a penalty, but pretty much immediately went 1-0. And then our goalkeeper, he scored a penalty. Where is it? Maybe we deserve to win this match, or at least get a draw, I think. But yeah, Ivor Johnson with a penalty on the 23rd minute, so we get a ting for that on the board. 2-2 though, and then 3-2, 3-2 down. We couldn't get back in. We deserved a draw, but we just didn't have enough time after they got that third to get back in, and it's another defeat, or another bad result really. And then Xerez, another draw, 1-0 down with their first shot. We probably deserved to win it, edge it just, but maybe a draw you could say is fair, but Barcesian just before half-time makes it 1-1. And with that, we're going to just jump into the match. We've got Osasuna today, who I think are about mid-table. 8th, yeah, we've got them. We've got someone who's a little bit further down mid-table, and then we've got the team that are top. So we really need to sort of get our acts together, really. It's been a bad run. Injury-wise, Petiziol is back now, but he's not quite fully fit. So we're going to stick with Paletta up front. He's aching for a move to get to go to a bigger club. I might allow it in when the window opens, just to get some money in, because we are bleeding money left, right and centre as we go 1-0 down, and this bad run of form continues. I think Vellisca might be back in now, but we have struggled without him. He does help us on that left hand side, and obviously since Biamorte left, we don't really have many other options out there. We're playing kind of a few players out of position, which isn't ideal. Just as the game decides to crash there, just as it like we're about to score annoyingly. Free kick, nothing happens. Paletta, we're having chances. We've just gone back to a bit like the start of the season where they weren't taking them. And against the run of play, really, you got to say, 2-0 down. Really not a good run we're on at the moment. Markovic getting 2 goals. You know we need to finish in those top 4 spots to get promotion and, you know, get that challenge ticked off. I think that's part of the challenge on this one, is to get promoted. We really need that top 4, and so far we were second. We were pushing for first, but I don't think a title is possible now. We're not going to be bottling it like the Wimbledon game against Fulham. We're not going to be in that position, I wouldn't have thought, unless we can really strengthen in the next window and get some good players in. But not many people want to come to Salamanca, and we don't really have much money as they make it 3-0. What is going on? What is going on? We need to get Pellets, the real BP, not the fake BP, not the B-Tech BP playing. Although Paletta is good, I think Pelliziol was just that little bit more. Is he going to give a penalty? No penalty. When things aren't going for you, Tomaszek, he scored their 3rd goal. He's he's another player I think is quite good on Championship Manager 102. That's about the only highlight I can bring for this game. Really, we're having chances. We're just not scoring. Can we get a consolation? No. Just to get a few more points at the end of the season on the goal spring. I mean, they're very wasteful, our strikers. They do get that. They are. I think Barcesian's top scorer in the league, but he could have had double that, really. I mean, how is that a 3-0 loss? I really don't know. Hopefully we've got a few more players coming back from injury soon, which can just sort of strengthen us a little bit. I think we are bare bones at the moment, really, which is, you know, is hurting the lineup and hurting the results. But we've got 2 tough games coming up now, but we'll skip to that second game in a moment. Okay, here we are. We're back for the second game, and it's during the international break again, which is lovely, because no doubt we're going to have players who are just back from injury pissing off again. Mariasson hasn't gone, actually. Let's have a look. So Vellisca is back. Sporting Lisbon want him. Do you know what? I might have to just risk Petiziol, put Paletta on the bench. The mailman isn't quite doing enough to warrant coming in. I don't think there's much else we can do. Is anyone else not back from injury yet? Conway has been playing well, and these 2 guys haven't so much. Pavlicic, is he the one to make way? I think he might be. We're going to bring Conway in. We might need to reinforce the centre backs a little bit more. I do think that's possibly where our weakness is. As we potentially get an injury. I was expecting an injury there, I really was. As we're just waiting for the speed up to kick in, as he did that little glitch on the starting of the game. Doesn't seem to have kicked in just yet, but it has now. Can we get the first goal? Oh, Conway missing the ball. We're just... Barcesian misses another one. Pelliziol, he gets his goal. He's back in the team. He's back in the goals. We're back in the run. We're back in the hunt for that top 4. I think that's what we're going for this season. Anything in that top 4. I don't think... We're not going to finish top. We just need to make sure we're in the reckoning for that top 4. It was very, very close. So I'm sure with those couple of losses and draws, I'll have a look at the table after the last game, see how we get back in. But there was down to about 7th or 8th. There was about 2-3 points in it, really. So those drop points are probably going to push us down, but hopefully not too far that we're not out of it. But a good run. We saw it with Fulham in Division 1. I don't think we were kind of around the area, around the playoffs, and then we just went on a mazy run, and Barcesian makes it 2-0, and we just went on this streak, and it got us to the last day, which unfortunately we bottled it. But if we can do something like that again, then you know, we're in for a chance. I think top 4 is realistic. With the players we've got and the players we brought in, and who we can potentially, hopefully bring in, if we can obviously flog a few first, A for the money, B for the space in the team. We've got 1 or 2 spaces. I'm sure that striker's going to get called back. I mean, we haven't really played him, so it's not too much of a big deal really. But it depends if, like, you know, Paoletta goes, and if, you know, if the others go. But oh, that's full time. I thought that was half time. I was just talking away, didn't realise what was going on. No subs made, but in a way that's quite good because the average ratings are there, and I didn't want to bring someone on to get a 6 and end up with that issue at the end of the season. But we've got one more game, which is the Logrones, who are top, I think, so we'll come back for that now. When I said now, I meant now. So we are third versus top. In between that, I'm getting a lot of job offers on my old Fulham manager profile. He's still not retired. Sunderland just been offered. I've offered every job. There's so many in England, so many jobs in England coming available. There's a couple in France as well. And interestingly, Tony Thorpe, who we had at Fulham, just signed from Wimbledon, I think, to Glasgow Rangers. Did we sell him to Wimbledon? I don't remember that. If so, that kind of maybe cost us the title. We're going to stick with what we got. And then something else happened. Christophe Robert. I don't know if I mentioned him. I think I did try and get him for Fulham at one point. He's the free transfer right winger. I think Barsegian or Pelizzi. I won a BP scored. He's backing the goals. And it's no surprise that our form has changed. You know, our luck, our form, everything has just kicked into gear. And yeah, I'm trying to talk and say what's happened, but it's just chance, goal. As they score their first one, of course they do, because that's why they're top. Yeah, Christophe Robert, he's just become player manager. I think it was Nice. Oh my god, 2-0 up after 7 minutes. 7 minutes later, we're 2-2, and I would hazard a guess they're probably going to get the next goal probably quite quickly and be 3-2 up, just as we were kind of almost celebrating, maybe a bit too soon. Can we get another one? Bearing in mind, goals have been a bit of a premium the last couple of weeks, until the last game obviously, when the other part of BP came in. That improved things. Can we get to half time at 2-2 maybe, or even with a lead? Do you know what? I'll take 2-2. I'll take a draw against these guys. He says as they go and wallop another one in. Of course they do. Tejera. I don't know how he's doing this season, but I'm seeing a real thing this season. I've only had 1 penalty. We had a good few with Fulham, but only 1 so far, with a few turned down, but not many really. I don't know if this division isn't quite as aggressive maybe as English Division 1 and 2. Hasn't got quite as many tackles flying in, I'm not too sure, but only the 1 scored, and a handful, not even, I could count on one hand how many we've had turned down, whereas, you know, at Fulham by now we'd probably had about 6 or 7, and maybe a couple more turned down. It's just not happening. It's not letting us get those. Maybe Dave knew that when he set this challenge up. We're just so close to getting a... Right, who's not playing well? Barsegian isn't playing well, so we're going to bring in Paoletta for him. We're going to bring in the middle. It's number 4, isn't it? He's booked. He's on a 6. I mean, we want to give him the chance really, but he's not really doing it. And Pedretti on the right, we're going to bring in him and put... Yeah, we're going to switch that up. In fact, we might have to stick... Why is that Vida playing on the... Oh, Paoletta's injured already as well. Have we made all 3 subs? No, but we have to put him in the middle. We can put him up front. And where's Paoletta? Who can we bring on? Pavlich. Oh, we have made all 3. Okay. We're gonna stick the striker up. We need the goal, so we're gonna stick the Icelandic bloke up front. But I've just noticed, yeah, Vida's playing in the middle, not on the right. Who's playing on the right? Was that for purpose? Oh, Pedretti. Of course it is. Pedretti. We'll have a look at him, see how he's doing generally, actually. How's he doing this season? He's doing okay. But a 3-2 loss. We're racking up the losses already, which I think is part of the challenge. You might be able to hear my belly going. I don't know. It's making all sorts of noises. I'm probably hungry. I've had a smallish breakfast. I had a big run yesterday for my lunch, on my lunch break. Huge run. I mean, I say huge. It's about another K on top of what I normally do in my lunch break. I do just over 7 normally. I did just over 8 yesterday. Changed up the route a little bit and then managed to do it in the hour with time to shower as well. So same again today maybe, or we might go for a bit of a shorter one. But I think where I'm also restricting my food at the moment, it's yeah, it's making me a bit hungry. I'm not eating enough maybe. But we've slipped just outside the top 4, but we're still in contention. That's the main thing. But Logrones, they are running away with it really. And yeah, our goals conceded. I mean, we scored 10 more than anyone else. And, well no, 8 more than Castellon actually. Castellon scored pretty well, but our defence is leaky as hell. Osasuna's very tight in defence. I think they just beat us actually, didn't they? But in terms of fixture wise, where we're going to come back, we're probably going to come back somewhere in the start of the new year where there's a bit of a winter break. In fact, from now actually, I think by the looks of it, it's a couple of weeks off till January. Hopefully the window opens then. So we'll come round, we'll try and play through the window a little bit, get a few games played, see if we can bring someone in, and then we can update in the next episode on that and where we are, and hopefully still be in the running. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like down below. I've noticed the time, I have kept this one down a little bit shorter. Again, in the comments, I mentioned in the last video, let me know if you do prefer the shorter ones, do want the longer ones, or a bit of a mix, that sort of thing. Drop a sub while you're there as well, like on the video, all that stuff, hit the notification bell, everything like that. And until next time, I will see you later. Take care.